welcome to
Good morning.
Remote's National Webinar. You are the guest for us today. I
Thank you
request
so
the
much.
participants
Visible,
to
sir?
keep the devices. Good morning, Kanifat Kodale Garu. Welcome to Remote's National Webinar.
Good morning, sir. Yes.
Good morning, CH Ganesh. Good morning, Bhumika Berry Madam. Good morning, Rajesh. Let us all pray for the world's peace for 1 minute. May I request the participants to observe the prayer? We are going to organize a national webinar. We feel so happy because Miss Aryapadnam Charusila Madam from Kerala, Trivandrum, has consented to be our guest. This is something so special for us. If you want to know about Charusila Madam, there are many things that we have to learn. She did 2 PG programs from the premier institutions. One program was overseas in the UK and the other program in English language studies from IIT Madras. Aryapadnam Charusila Madam has held many roles at government sector. She held many organizations too. She was a youth iconic whom many people have taken to be inspirational, particularly women. And she is so much particular about empowerment of the women. Her being diligent and so skilled qualifications helped her gain supremacy in many events she topped. One best example is during her stint at UK school, she was the organizer for various programs and coordinator too. Today, she has come to this session, graced this occasion to give us the valuable inputs on individual social responsibility. I welcome Ms. Aryapadnam Charusila Madam to the session. Let us all welcome Madam. Please kindly welcome Charusila Madam. Thank you, Madam, for this grace and gracious presence. Over to Aryapadnam Charusila Madam. Please, Madam.
Good morning to one and all. I'm hoping I'm audible to everyone. If there is, I just want to firstly say thank you to sir for remembering me. It's almost been 1 year since I have met him for a project. So I'm very glad that he had contacted me, and I'm very, very glad to be part of this talk. And I can imagine everyone, it's a Sunday and it's after post Diwali too, but all of you are here for this talk. So it means a lot from my side. Yes. So thanks a lot for coming. Shall we start the talk then, sir?
Yeah.
As I said, good morning to one and all. Today's topic is individual social responsibility. This is a topic which is very close to my heart, and I will be explaining this concept in relation to what I have experienced in my life and how this plays a major role in my life, how I have been throughout my life, throughout my school, college, and right now also while working with the government of Andhra Pradesh. Sir has already given you a brief about what I am doing, what I have done, but I'll be talking about it in extensively in the later slides. But before talking about individual social responsibility, it is important that we discuss the concept of social responsibility. I'm very sure that all of you are aware about social responsibility. We would have heard about this word throughout. I'm pretty sure you would have heard it in your workplace or in conversation with other or in school or in college. So what is social responsibility? So it is the duty of us to take decision or action in a favor that it will benefit others and the society as a whole. So social responsibility is a theory that came about in the 1977, and this theory was mostly focusing on companies. So here we are talking about two types of social responsibility. That is the corporate social responsibility, which is the most famous concept of social responsibility. And then there comes individual social responsibility, which is a recent phenomena that the social responsibility theory is looking into. So first of all, to understand individual social responsibility, we will have to discuss what is corporate social responsibility. Social responsibility means it's promoting an ethical balance between the profitability and the benefiting society as a whole. And this is done by companies so that they will give back to the society. And this they do in two ways. Yes. One is through commission, one is through omission. So what is commission? Commission means donation of money, time, or resources. You would have heard about companies like Tata who have donated money to a specific cause in India, or bigger companies in US who would donate money to developing countries. So that is one kind of way through which corporate social responsibility is conducted. The other way is omission. And here omission is very important because this is a type through which they can reduce their effect on the environment, which means controlling the greenhouse gas emission, limiting the pollution. So this is what mostly corporate social responsibility signifies, or all the environmental activists concentrates on. Because as you know, there is a lot of criticism against huge companies which do omission of greenhouse gases and how it is impacting our nature. So corporate social responsibility is mainly focusing on the green initiatives that the companies have to take in order to preserve the environment, so that there will be a future and there will be sustainability, through that the future generation can live in this earth further. So I'm just rewinding. So we had just talked about corporate social responsibility, and then there are two ways through which companies make sure that corporate social responsibility is done. One is commission, and another one is omission. Now we will move into CSR in India. Please do let me know if I'm moving fast. I tend to speak fast. I'm sorry if it is moving way too fast. Now, about corporate social responsibility in India. India is the first ever country to make a provision and to amend the Act of Companies Act 2013 to include CSR in the Companies Act as a section 135 in the Schedule 7 of the Companies Act. So India is the first ever country, and it's a huge step that India had taken. And the thrust of the amendment is that creating values in the lives of communities around its areas of business and manufacturing operations. And as you know, we as a country has the biggest democracy, as large industries. We right now are the leading in pharmacy. So all this means that we have a lot of industries, and it was a great step by the government to amend the Companies Act and bring in a corporate social responsibility to the companies, so that they will be responsible for the actions they are taking. And there are certain points that's mentioned in the section 135. I'll just give you a brief. For example, promoting education. As I said, a lot of companies have their own foundations. You are aware about that. For Tata Institute has their own education institutions, and they even promote other educational courses, and then rural development projects. A lot of companies have given specification to this. Slum area development, another important area which the corporate social responsibility looks into, is promoting gender equality, because gender parity index in India is low. So that is one thing the amendment also talks about. And another important one is ensuring environmental sustainability. As I said, this amendment is to make sure that we make sure that there is a sustainable world for the future generation. And then protection of natural heritage, the monuments that we have, the forts that we have, to make sure that they are going to be there, make sure that they will represent what our culture means. And then eradicating hunger. As you know, in poverty index also, India is one that ranks top. And in CSR, they have mentioned that the companies should give back to the society, so that we can come up in the ladder and become a better economical state. So these are the one of few of your points that CSR in India, that is in the amendment, they talk about. Now, since we have gone through a brief introduction of CSR and social responsibility, now we will move into individual social responsibility. Here, the question will be, how is it different from corporate social responsibility? And as the name connotes, you can see it is how an individual can be socially responsible. So, individual's perception of what she or he should do in order to help the society can be termed as individual social responsibility. And individual social responsibility can be done through various methods. One, through charitable acts. Second, working for the community. Third, supporting issues that affect the society. And fourth, the individual ethics. Here, I would like to talk in detail. First, charitable act. Charitable act that everyone is aware about. You contribute some money, or you take part in any occasion which is held in an orphanage or an old age home, and or you are contributing to a cause. All that is considered as a charitable act. And next will be working for the community. As in your community, in your area, there will be organizations which hold meetings, or which hold events where you can give back to the community in any way. It won't be necessarily money, it will be even taking part in cleaning your society. That is called as working for the community. Third, supporting issues that affect the society. Issues that can be supported by you. For example, I'm going to quote a very controversial case here, the Nirbhaya case. You know how it shook the country, but you remember how people went to the street and made a point that this can't happen again. And you know what it had led to, even though the case took years, and the convicts were only arrested after a lot of discussion. But you know how people stood for the issue. Similarly, that is a large scale, but even small issues like here I would like to quote a personal example. My maid was domestically abused by her husband, and we contacted there's a woman cell here in Vijayawada, and we made sure she got their help. So these are causes that it is part of your daily life. You are aware about it, so you should take a step towards it. That is your individual social responsibility. I thought saying the personal one would be more impactful, rather than saying something that you are not associated with. So that's the case of supporting issues that affect the society. Then will be individual ethics. Individual ethics is a topic that is very subjective, because ethics, even though theoretically has been spoken a lot, and there are a lot of theories regarding it, but when it comes to a person, what is good or bad depends upon the person. But here you have to think for the other person. The concept of selflessness comes into picture. And also your individual ethics, you think, if you think even selfness is not there, if you concentrate on your own ethics, let it be professional ethics, let it be your ethics towards your own spouse, as in how to behave to them, how to be to them, all that actually affects another person. When you are, for example, professional ethics, when you are in your office, the way you work, your efficiency actually impacts the other person. When you are efficient, your team also gets efficient. So that is how individual ethics plays a major role, and how it is a component of individual social responsibility. Now let's talk further into individual social responsibility and what are the motivations for individual social responsibility. First, the intrinsic altruism. Altruism, as I have mentioned a few seconds before, selflessness. That is altruism. So if you are if you have selflessness in you, that is, you aspire to do good and help for others, that is known as intrinsic altruism. So if that is one kind of motivation that you have for ISR, individual social responsibility, and if you have that in you, you automatically are helping the whole society, because you are being a better human being here, right? And so whatever you're doing is going to impact the society in ways that you won't know. It's a triple down effect, like the butterfly effect. It will affect the others. Next motivation, material incentives. For example, people who have to cut off the income tax, they give money to the charitable trust so that the tax may be deducted. That is also an individual social responsibility they are doing, but there it's a materialistic incentive there. For example, big companies have foundations. It is part of their corporate social responsibility. It is part of their individual social responsibility. But it is for a materialistic gain, that there is a tax deduction there itself. So that is a concept that is very controversial. If they are even doing it for their own self, or is it for the society, we will not be aware. But the sheer fact that through that action they are actually contributing to the society. So it can be considered as a two sides of a coin, I would say. So that is the material incentives. And the last one is the social and self-esteem concern. That is what others might think of us. For example, I will say a recent incident that happened in my office itself, when our workers came and asked for money for Diwali, for celebrating Diwali. Few of my officers, they were reluctant, but then you see others giving money, and then you are like, oh, others are giving, and I should also give. So here it's more of the perspective what others will have of you. So you want to give back also, and you want to be part of the group. So here you are rather pressurized to give back to the society, give back to the people, or give back to the society. So this is called what others might think of us, as in the self-esteem concern and the social concern. So these three are the main motivations for ISR. I'm hoping everything is clear. What I have talked is clear. Now, because this is the whole summary that I wanted to give on individual social responsibility. And now I want to talk about my journey, why I picked the topic individual social responsibility, why it is crucial to an individual. Sir has already explained about my education, what I have gone through, but there is a lot of other things involved in it. That's why I picked this topic. Yes, I did my studies from IIT Madras. I did my studies from University of Edinburgh, and I am working with the government of Andhra Pradesh now. For a person who looks at my CV, they will be quite impressed. But here, the struggles that my parents have gone through won't be reflected, or the I won't say sacrifices, or the decisions that I have made is not seen through what is written right now in the PPT. So why individual social responsibility? I'm going to talk about myself. So if it gets boring, please do let me know. But here, the thing is, both my parents are from Kerala, the southern state of India. and they both come from a farmers background. Their families are farmers, and they had struggled a lot to come to where they are, and they have given me the opportunity and provided me education in one of the finest institutes in schools in Kerala. I actually studied in three schools. I studied in a aided school, then in a government school for 2 years, and then I had to study in a private school because that only had humanities. So when I studied in my government school, that's where I want to talk about. That's when I was in a class of 60 girls. It is one of Asia's largest schools. It is called as Cotton Hill School. You can search about it. It's been there for ages. It has produced amazing students out of the school. There I met students from different categories, and social wise, economy wise, and I even had friends who were daughters of ministers, and then daughters of auto rickshaw persons. So it was a mix of everyone in a class. And in those 2 years, what I studied was not just academics. It was also how to mingle with people. What are they going through? It was because I was in my teenage, and it shaped who I am, how I am. The teachers of those schools, the government school, they were so, yes, they were great at their subjects, but more than that, they wanted us to develop. They were the ones who pushed me and said, Arya, your area is social science. Even if you get 100 marks, don't be an MBBS, don't be a doctor, don't be an engineer. Don't go to the streams that everyone is pushing you into. So there I got it was through them, that it was through my parents and through the teachers who have taught me the settings, that I was conscious about my social responsibility that individual has, that the individual should have to this community, to the society. And from there, I wrote IIT Madras entrance text examination. As you know, it was an all India entrance examination, and I did not do. If when you hear IIT Madras, you think that I did BTech or a technological course, but no, I did an integrated masters in English studies, which was a course which IIT introduced 5 years back when I entered IIT. So it was an experimental course rather. And I chose that course because it was an integration of all the social sciences, and I could get a perspective of everything because I was still trying to figure out. And I'll be honest, at that time I wanted to write civil service. I wanted to be an IAS officer. I was very clear from the standard of 8 that that's what I wanted to be. That's because for a citizen in India, that is where you can prove that you are working for the country. So that's what I thought unless and until I joined IIT. And in the first class, when I saw my friends who are toppers from all around the world, it's the first rankers of all around India sitting beside me, and I saw the competition, and I was rather intimidated. I was rather intimidated, and I'm like, what am I doing? If becoming an IAS officer is really going to help, I was not sure. But my 5 years through IIT, it made me realize a lot about myself, and I started reflecting on how I could give back to my community in specific. Because my 5 years of IIT, I had not paid a money to IIT. I was a scholarship student. My state government had given all the money for my studies for 5 years, and that's when I realized that when my government is investing so much on me, they are rather investing. I wouldn't say they gave me scholarship. I should give back to the government. I should give back to the community. That's where it all started. Getting a scholarship is a great feeling. Yes, it is for your merit, it is for getting into IIT, but then you are representing your community, you are representing your state, you're being part of India from a small state in Kerala. You are from a community which is a scheduled caste, which is obviously not considered outcast now, but which is still considered as a lower caste in many parts of the country. Because even in while working in government of Andhra Pradesh, and when I go out also, a lot of people ask, what is your caste? And I take a step back when people ask that. I'm like, how is it relevant? Doesn't my qualifications talk about where I am, why I am? Why does my caste matter to you? It is how I have been. And that's when I realized it is my responsibility to make sure that whatever actions I take reflect what I stand for, which community I belong to, and that I should work towards the betterment of this country rather than betterment of my own individual self. So I'm sorry for stretching this because it's an emotional topic. And so then from IIT to University of Edinburgh, it was a different ball game altogether, because here you are representing one country, India, the most diverse country in the world, the largest democracy. And in my class there I will there were a lot of Chinese students, and then there were students from UAE, America, UK, Africa, so Italy. So there was a mix of students, and I was the only Indian student. So anything related to India, they would ask me. So I was put on a pedestal where whatever I say represented India, which put a lot of pressure on me, because I told them, you have to understand, I am from a smaller state. I come from a different educational settings. When I'm talking about what I have gone through. It doesn't really reflect what India is going through, because till now, 80% of our population is in villages. We are a poor country. If you look into the statistics, we are behind human index. So there are a lot of other issues. You can't make me a representation of India. Anytime I talk in that class, that is for one whole year, I had to make that point. And that's where I was pretty sure that I was always sure that I will come back to my country, that I don't want to work abroad, that I don't want to pay tax to another country, because I have been brought up by a society and I want to give back to that society. So when I came back to India, a lot of people asked me, why are you back? Why would you leave a city like Edinburgh? Why would you leave a country like UK where you can earn lakhs, where you can actually pay back your loan? So I went to UK through taking an education loan. And so here also I was not dependent on my parents. So because I wanted to be independent rather, because I don't want my parents to be liable to what I am studying or what I am doing. So here, whenever anyone asked me, why are you back in your country, and I said, this is my country. If I don't stay here and if I don't try to change it, who are you expecting to change it? We are the youth who you trusted. Because even in 8th standard and 9th standard, when you write India will be a superpower by 2020, we have the highest number of youth. I was one of the youth. And if I choose to leave this country and I choose to not to contribute back, then where is our country going? This is a question that I want all of you to think about. If you are not contributing back, I'm not asking you to give all your money back to the society. No, in the smallest way, even having individual ethics is very important, as I said. So right now, when I'm working for government of Andhra Pradesh, a lot of people ask me that also. Why are you working for government of Andhra Pradesh and not for government of Kerala? First of all, there's not an opportunity in government of Kerala. That's the main reason. Secondly, Andhra being one of the newly formed state, it has a is accepting a lot of youngsters to come and be part of consultants and bring in new reforms. And Andhra as a state has brought in rather a lot of schemes that actually people are not aware about, especially in the sector of higher education. And the new CM is mainly focusing on education, and the recent national education policy also, he is very particular. I was actually part of one of the reviews, and he made us make sure he understood each and every point of national education policy. He was rather particular. He was asking us, explain me what this policy is, tell me how it can be done. So that here you can see his individual social responsibility he is holding, that he is giving to the national education policy. He is asking the bureaucrats, how can it be done in our state? So this is something I have experienced firsthand. So that is the thing. When it comes to you, how can you contribute? How can, if you are even in your school, knowing about what is happening around you is a responsibility. Reading the newspaper is a responsibility. Because when I was a child in my home, my dad and my mom and dad will read newspapers. We will discuss about it. It became a part of our culture that we still do. Even when I do a video call with my parents, we still talk about politics. It is politics is not something you can take away from you. It is integral part of yourself. Please remember that. So I will keep on talking about this because this is a topic I really advocate and I am very passionate about. But I know there is time constraint. Also, I want to discuss in further what you think, and we can have a fruitful discussion. So, in a whole, what would I say that individual responsibility is, and how you can contribute is, first you have to reflect on your own action. What actions are you taking in the smallest way? For example, how could I say? I'm not sure if you have done this, but in my school, when I was studying in the government girls' school in Trivandrum, for every Gandhi Jayanti, we will clean our school. Obviously, the school is cleaned every day, but the students will take part in it. The students will do the cleaning. We used to have gardens, we used to grow vegetables then in the school. That's still going. So these are small steps, even as a student, you are part of. And this builds in the responsibility in you that your surroundings should be clean. And when even in school, when we were asked to clean our classroom, teachers used to ask, "Do you even clean your room?" And there were a lot of students who said no. And my teacher was like, "Why not? It is your own personal space. Why are you not cleaning it?" These are small things, but that build ups your nature. If there's something that I do when I wake up, I make sure that I fold my blanket. It is the smallest habit, but that habit can help you in future because you are taking care of yourself and you're not dependent on another person. If you wait for your mother or your maid to come and do it, it is okay, but you are building in a habit by doing it by yourself. So reflect on your actions in the smallest way, in the largest way. Next will be awareness of how your actions affect the community as a whole. The actions that you take, you should have an awareness how these actions can affect the community or will affect the community. For example, my mother is a teacher. She teaches teachers. She's a diet district institute education trainer. Is a senior lecturer. So she when she goes for talks, she talks about me, what I have done, and my brother. So once I am not a person who likes to talk about what I have, as in I don't like boasting about myself, and I don't like others also boast about myself. So when my mom does that, I ask her, "Why do you do this? It is not something I am comfortable with." And she says, "You are not understanding how it will change a person. Maybe for the 10 people, maybe for the 10 people in the 15 people who are listening to it might seem, oh, this woman is just talking about her own daughter to praise her. But for the other 5 people, it might be inspiring, right? Because for those 5 people, a girl who was born in a small city in Trivandrum, which is not known for many people, is right now working with bureaucrats in government of Andhra Pradesh. That is huge for them, and especially for for my community, who from my native place, where students are still not graduating 10th standard. So for them, it is an inspiration. They will try to build their career not based on me, but at least to make sure that they earn well, to make sure that they have a name in the society. So you should have that awareness of how your action can affect the community, the smallest step. Even because you know how words spread, and what you do will get to know in the society. So you should have that awareness. Next, the last one, if when you reflect on your action, when you have an awareness about it, the last step would be to take steps. Take the necessary steps that can be done to build your individual social responsibility. As I said, the smallest steps makes the bigger difference. So take steps, contribute to the society, contribute to yourself. Make sure that you are being true to yourself. That you I'm not asking you to be selflessness or show selflessness. Be true to yourself itself means that you are being true to others, and that indeed is going to help the society as a whole. So this will be it. I'm thinking it was rather short. I'm sorry if it was very short, but I want to rather discuss with you, and I want to understand what are your takes on individual social responsibility, and maybe share a few instances of how you think individual social responsibility can be done other than what I have mentioned. So, sir, over to you. If you could guide us how we can take it ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, madam. It was wonderful talk. But my question is related to this particular topic about the role of the most of the time youth and the people are ready to take this individual responsibility, social responsibility. But the role of bureaucracy and the role of state power, state apparatus, like for example, police, sometimes they are not or individual, the powerful people who
Yes.
always come in between to stop while doing something good for the society, and that stops the initiator, that stop people to go further. That is how to overcome this problem, because most of the time it happens, like, if you want to bring, like, I was I'm a PhD student in the IFLU, the English and Foreign Languages University. Most of the time, if you take any initiative, most of the time it happens that the state apparatus, they try to curb your voices through different means, and you're powerless at times. So that is my actually sincere question, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, sir. I completely understand. Us being a democracy is is a tricky part here, because they say that we have freedom of speech, and but then you, as you said, you are confined, because when you take an action, the authorities question it, and the authorities try to control you. But sir, here the thing is that we will have to function with them. We will have to make sure that we work along with them, because otherwise you will be outcasted, and you know that also, sir. You're well aware of the situation in the country. I don't need to I'm not being critical, but it's rather you can we will have to function with the system. That is one thing I wanted to stress, sir. Because in my case also, a lot of people asked why you have not chose to work in a private sector. And I was like, I want to work in the government sector because I want to understand how a government functions. Then only when I want to set up my own organization, I will be aware what can be done, the networks that I have built upon. Here you will have to be rather, I am not saying you are being a politician by yourself, but you have to rather be smart, and you will have to tackle them through their way itself. Because if you have the network, if you have the connections of how a situation can be handled, I know it depends upon the topic, it varies according to people, but when you are addressing a system or a larger, for an example of a government, for that matter, if you're going against a state government, or if you're going against the authorities of a university itself, here there are a lot of protocols that you have to follow, and unfortunately that needs to be followed, because otherwise the system won't be maintained and there will be chaos. So they are trying to prevent that. And so here what we can do is do our maximum. And right now you know how social media is there, and how there are a lot of platforms where you can raise the issues and raise the matters. I understand most of the times these matters and the issues get subsided by authorities, by power. But here one thing is that you should not, I'm not saying give up, but you should not give up the cause. Yes, for the time being you won't be able to implement it, you won't be able to bring out the change, but that doesn't mean what thoughts you have, what ideas you have, it is going to die. It should be passed on. Right now, as you expressed in the seminar, in your classroom, maybe through an activity, you should explain to your student, this had happened once, but I was not able to let my voice out. And you can ask your students, what would you do in that situation? Do you have an idea? Because only when you discuss with a bunch of people from different mindsets, then you will get an idea what can be done. If not for you, but for the generation to come, they will have a, because in their mind, you being a teacher, they will keep you in a pedestal much above than anyone else. So when you are talking, they will think, they will further analyze what can be done. So here, sir, even if your actions were not considered by the authority, but for the upcoming future or for the people immediately to you, it can have an impact. So maintain that impact. That is one important thing about being socially responsible. You have to be impactful. You have to make sure what the experience that you have gone through reaches to other people. So that's my response, sir. I hope it.
First of all, I really congratulate this remold. I would say that a nationwide platform to change the entire India. I also congratulate Naga Maleshwar Rao Palagani. Today is our resource person Arya Padma
Yes.
Chaurasia madam.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I thank her. I really too much love her talk. Although I was not on the screen, but I was listening each and every word. I must say. I hope my
Okay.
voice is audible, right?
Yes, sir. Tell me,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah, now I can
Yeah,
see you, sir. Yes, sir.
A friend of mine raises question that there comes this state apparatuses and power. Power politics is everywhere. Of
Yes,
course,
sir.
that because whenever you want to do something constructive, something I would say that good in their term. Sometimes it means it is very difficult for them to control, handle their power, network of power, many other things because
Yes,
it
sir.
doesn't mean just only one thing.
Yes, sir.
There comes so many things, and therefore in that sense my friend might be right, Kanipnath, when say that. But one thing I really appreciate that when Arya Padma madam says that social responsibility is of course giving back to the society, reaching out to the people, connecting them, as well as collaborating with them and contributing with our efforts, right?
Yes, sir.
One point I really appreciate that when the resource person madam said that we need to be at least since I am in is also I'm working in the government sector. If we ourselves are honest towards our own profession, right? If we are say for example in a certain sense honest in the sense if we are doing our task properly as Abdul Kalam sir says that if you do your duty properly, you need not have to salute anybody, right? So
Yes,
in
sir.
that sense, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, former president of India, honorable. So I would say that if we are doing our job properly, if we are reaching out to the student, if we are reaching out to the society, to the public, wherever, because the action, as they say that actions speak louder than the word. The kind of actions that we are in a certain sense performing, right, on this large stage called world, because we
Yes,
are
sir.
at the end of the day we are the agent of the actions, right? We have been sent here, or if we consider ourselves that whatever the time we have been given by Almighty God to perform ourselves on this stage called the world, right? So whatever the actions that we are performing, so that will determine, I would say that if not in a larger manner, as you said that this social responsibility is not just like giving money or giving time or this or that, but at least I think that if we ourselves become responsible, that would be much more help to the society, right?
Yes, sir.
So I really appreciate that idea. And I really like that because a friend of mine that Kanip Nath told me that you should be the part of this occasion, you should be the part of this program. And I really love that today, although it is a Sunday, and in Maharashtra, I'm speaking from the Maharashtra, Nagpur,
Okay,
Amravati,
sir. Okay, sir.
people are busy because this is the second day after the Diwali. Most of the
Yes,
people
sir.
are planning to go outside because since today is Sunday with family. And then I today the phone call came from Naga sir. I really thank him because I was also didn't take that much seriously this program, but then he called me, and then suddenly I realized that this is something that we should not go away from that. We should, in a certain sense, think seriously, critically, and not only critically, seriously and honestly, that at least to face this whatever and to at least contribute ourselves a little bit, right? So I
Yes.
once again thank you, congratulate both of you for bringing such a innovative, I would say that program. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Naga sir. Thank you, Ayappan, Madam, Anitnath, and other participant. I can't see their names here. Thank you.
అవునండి.
ఆ పొజిషన్ కష్టం కదా, అంటే అడ్వాన్స్ మెయిన్ క్వాలిఫై అవ్వడం ఆ స్టేజ్.
సారీ మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి. కెన్ యూ రిపీట్?
అడ్వాన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంటుంది కదా మేడం, జేఈ అడ్వాన్స్.
ఎస్ అండి.
ఐఐటి మద్రాస్లో అలా సీట్ తెచ్చుకోవాలంటే ఎలా వర్క్ చేయాలి, సబ్జెక్ట్ తెచ్చుకోవడానికి అలా కొంచెం టిప్స్ ఇస్తారా మేడం?
Teja, I mean, this is a topic out of the discussion, but I'll just give you a quick glance. First of all, I didn't do BTech in IIT. నేను చేసినది IIT మద్రాస్లో Humanities and Social Science Department lo integrated masters in English studies. That was also through an all India entrance examination, but not like JEE. JEE lakhs of people, I'm guessing 6-7 lakhs for people, right? For my exam only 2 lakhs people wrote, but I understand JEE is very tough. Here as I said, you will have to have the motivation. That is the main thing. If you have to crack any exam for that matter, not just IIT or any other competitive examination. So here first thing will be you have to be passionate and motivated, and you have to work towards it. For me to get into IIT, I had started going for coaching from 11th standard. 11th standard నుంచి కోచింగ్ వెళ్ళాను, 11th 12th కి. ఆ తర్వాత I got the seat, and actually I was in the waiting list also, so by God's grace I got the seat. So you have to constantly be motivated and you have to work towards it, and also contact the people who are in the field who can help you out. That is one main thing in when it comes to anything for that matter, not just to getting admissions or setting up a business or being part of a movement or anything. Is networking is the main thing. You networking doesn't mean that you WhatsApp the person, you call the person or anything. It's just that you build a connection, you be in touch with them, you ask them the pertinent questions at the time, and make sure that you are aware of what is going around. So Teja garu, I'm hoping that you will do research more into how can you get if into IIT, what can be done, where you can go for coaching, how can you be motivated by yourself. So I hope I have answered your question, Teja garu.
Yes,
Hello.
madam.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you madam.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have another question from Uma Maheshwari. She has sent.
Sure.
Ma'am said that selflessness in motivation of ISR, but nowadays people, what ways have changed their minds? I mean, she has kept some messages one after the other. So how can we understand the mindsets of the people? What kind of people are there today? Are they able to understand even if we are selfless? They might misinterpret our deeds. That is how she
Yes,
just
sir.
has.
Yes, sir,
Please,
I
ma'am.
understand the question. So, I was telling selflessness is a concept. Altruism is a concept that came way back in the time of, I forgot the founder. It is a concept that's been highly discussed till date, because as Usha has pointed out, it is something that you don't see in people. It is rather very rare to see selflessness. I agree. So then how do you become selflessness? How do you show that character? That is where you have to understand yourself. Are you trying to say that if the other person is not selfless, you won't be selfless, that you will be selfish? I'm not saying you not to be selfish. I mean, for the factor, everyone should be selfish about what they want to achieve, what they have to be for their own family, what they want to do for themselves. But selflessness here means that you consider others, you consider how your actions will affect others. That is a form of selflessness. If you think that for example, if you're traveling somewhere and you see a person is thirsty and they're trying to find water, and if you have water in your hand, just give it to them, rather than thinking that why should I give water. Why didn't that person get water? I mean, they might have another reason, but sharing some water from your own bottle doesn't make it is not it is not considered as a huge step by a lot of people, but that is a small action of being selflessness, showing selflessness, and you are helping out the other person. So I'm hoping, Usha Garu, you understood what I mean. Yes,
I
Santosh Garu, do
actually,
you?
yeah, madam, I want to add little bit with
Yeah.
permission of Naga sir, right? Sir, should I
Yes.
go on? Actually, the question was like this, that sometimes our actions are misinterpreted by people. Say, for example, but I would say that to this question, the answer would be that one time it might be misunderstood or misinterpreted, but then second time, third time, because truth will come out itself, right? So people
Eventually.
will not misinterpret all the time to the question that person raises. I would say that,
Hmm.
of course, that actions could be misinterpreted one time, two time, twice. But then, if the person is truthful himself, if he or she is doing genuinely from means with a selfless nature, right? So of course that
Yes, sir.
the second time, third time, it would not be. And I really love this answer that, yeah, if the person is thirsty, the need is more important. We should go. We should give whatever that we are having. So that Saurasila madam said that when you are, she took a small example that while traveling, right, on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, Ganesh from
Yeah.
Narsapet is ready to ask. And Ganesh, you can speak now. Ma'am is waiting. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Madam is there. Ma'am. Arya Padmam, madam is there.
Ganesh, hi Ganesh, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, how are you in maths, ma'am? Because I am weak in maths.
You're asking how I am in maths?
Yes, ma'am.
I was I was a top scorer in maths in 10th standard, and in 11th and 12th I did humanities plus maths. Maths was my specific, so I know. So maths is tough, I understand, but to like maths, I will really advise you to do extra work on maths, not just schoolwork. Now, I'm pretty sure you use mobile phones, right? Mobile phones for gaming and everything. So you can download games that maths is involved. There will be games which has games which is associated with maths. So you can try playing that. So you will have an intrinsic interest towards math. And I know in any subject for that matter, teacher plays the most important role. So here for you to like the subject, I know teacher plays a role, but for you to inbuild the likingness towards maths or to get better, keep practicing and keep doing, as I said, other games, online games, or try doing activities, just not just in homework, but in other, like take extra activities. You can even download questions, and you can just I'm sorry. Okay. You can do activities based on maths. Does that answer your question? Is there anything else, Ganesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Ask me.
And how are you in chemistry? Because I love the chemistry, ma'am.
So I did I did chemistry in 10th till 10th. Chemistry also I got around 98 marks in 100. Chemistry was one of my favorite subjects. I'm actually saddened that I didn't do it further. So keep the spirit for chemistry. It is a great subject. I know in future if you have to take chemistry, you will either have to take maths or computer science. I know that. So don't forget to learn maths, because maths is a subject that you will have to learn if you want to take science. And chemistry, there is a lot to learn. Right now, which standard are you in?
7th standard, ma'am.
7th standard. So there's a lot coming up. There's organic chemistry, so you will be very interested in chemistry. Keep watching content on chemistry and on maths in YouTube. Be part of webinars which talks about it. So you keep your interest intact. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, Ganesh?
Thank you, Ganesh. You will have bright future. Ma'am has given you wonderful suggestions. Please make use of them in the future, okay? And we have another question, I believe, from Pavani. She is from Rajiv Gandhi University of Knowledge Technologies, madam.
Yes.
In
If one
Moosehead.
person takes, yeah, shall I read it out, sir?
Yes, madam, please.
If one person takes his or her responsibility in society, some people think in good way and some people think in bad way. In which way we change the mindset of people who think our responsibility in bad way? So this is also related to the question Usha had asked, and Sandur sir also answered to it, that people will think bad about it, but how far will they think bad about it? How long will they think bad about it? But here the concept of knowing yourself comes into picture. You know what you're doing, right? But for the other person, because I have also faced a lot of backlash, you might think this was a rosy ride for me from IIT to Edinburgh to Government of Andhra Pradesh. No, even in my school, I have only talked about the nice experiences, but in my school also, as I said, I was questioned for the caste I belong to. I was rather asked, oh, did you get all these seats through reservation? Is it because there is reservation you got it? Which is not right. You won't get a reservation seat in University of Edinburgh. They don't care which caste you come from, which community they come from. But I was constantly asked those questions by people who have tried to discourage me. It is rather because they are jealous of you. And if someone is pointing at the good deeds you are doing, Pavani ma'am, that means they are either jealous or they are insecure about their own activities. So you should not let that affect you. You should rather be concentrating on yourself and how you can contribute back to the society, how you can contribute to building your own personality so that you can be happy and you can be prosperous in your life. I hope and then there is one question: how do we inculcate ISR among our students? So inculcating ISR in students is very, very important, because it here I would like to quote one example from my own life. When I was studying in Amrita Vidyalayam, which was a school I studied for almost 10 years from my pre-KG. It was a school near to my house. That's why my parents joined me there. And one reason why my parents joined me in that school is because in the registration certificate, they didn't ask for the caste or the religion of the student. And this was in 90s, so you can expect how important that was. And my mother and my father was taken aback. They were like, okay, this school doesn't look into religion of the students. And so there was a temple near the school, and even Muslims used to enter the temple. They used to eat the prasadam every morning, Christians, Muslims. And so I studied in that school where we had a subject called value education as a subject, and it was taught to students. So it was part of the curriculum. And for that matter, we even had one time we had a team coming and talk about sexual education. And that, you should understand, this was in the early 2000s, and till now sex education is not part of the curriculum in our country, or value education is not part in most of the curriculums in school. So me being raised in such situation helped me to, I'm really, really sorry. Someone had rung the bell. I'll just finish this. So that has helped me to build who I am. So inculcating these value education and giving more importance to life skills in the curriculum is a way through which ISR can be included in students. Can I get 1 minute? I will just take that. I'm getting someone has come.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, no problem, ma'am. Please. So we have a few participants. This is such a nice and an interactive session. I believe that you are taking a fantastic use and basket of ideas so as to carve your niche in the future. And I also request you to make questions appropriate to the context and the webinar, which would be very, very helpful both for the participant as well as the guest to make appropriate communication. And I request Radhakrishnan sir from Bangalore to please shoot some questions, as he kept in the registration form that he'd like to ask questions. Sim from New Delhi, Tarandeep madam, welcome to this session, though late, but we are so happy that you are here with us today. at 2 o'clock, we will have quiz session. Those who are participating in this are eligible and are welcome to come and take participation. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your impressions and blessings. Please do not go away from that. This is my sincere request. Removal is organizing the quiz session so passionately, and we would like to educate as well as give some kind of shops for the people. They just would like to get. It's like learn while you earn, but in fact it's not the case, but still it's like a kind of encouragement for the participants, student community and all the people, since we are not holding these programs physically. So if we are holding the programs, we might be in a position to give some mementos or some kind of things like that. But since we are at various parts of India, so we thought, okay, let's encourage people, those who really wish to participate in the national webinars. They should also understand the concept. Thank you so much, madam. Yeah, and it will also be like a catalyst. It will enhance the confidence levels of the participants. Is another thrust area which we believe in. Once there is a kind of competition and people would like to listen to it, it's not just we participated and then we just go off, but some lasting impressions from the webinar should be there. That is the primary motto of keeping this quiz competition, which makes all the participants write down the crucial and pivotal aspects of the discussion. Would also have greater impact in the long run. That would be so much useful for the betterment of both personality and the professional excellence, we believe. These are the few aspects that we just want to brief. It's really amazing to know that social responsibility. Yes, I just would like to express my views, and I also I can't ask questions at this moment, but I just express my views on this aspect.
Yeah, go on, go on, sir, go on. Yeah, please go on.
This is absolutely one of the major tasks. If one believes in God, I just truly believe that it's our responsibility beyond caste, creed, religion, and belief systems. We being the part of the society, as Aristotle, the great philosopher, rightly stated, man is a social animal. Yes, if one doesn't stay with another person, he or she feels so bleak, lifeless, and gone and lost. So we are to be together, and we must be grateful to God and even the parents for giving this opportunity for us. Every day we have to say thanks to these guys, particularly towards the society. I just would like to share in the presence of madam. I'm not able to say anything at this moment, but it's not apt. Ma'am will be back. I would absolutely share my views on this. So it is one of the really richest topics I love. And I'm so happy that ma'am has come up with this topic. I really haven't expected. And Bhumika madam, it would be fine if you just introduce yourself. You haven't so far. Please talk where you are from, which state. Kindly tell us. The participants would be much enthused, and they would learn a few cues if you say something else, your education and something in the meanwhile. Yeah, over to Bhumika madam. If possible, turn on video. That would be fine. Otherwise, please unmute yourself and say something. Uneven, and there is a lacuna, what we earn and what we give. In fact, there are many movies off late. One of the movies I love is Srimantudu, I believe, in Telugu language, which features that we must give something to the society. What a brilliant thought it is, dear friends. Brilliant it is. And something that we have got from this has to be gone one day. And we have to be more agile and conscious about. Thank you. Small contributions build. May I request anybody who can let us know what is happening in your life around beyond your job, earnings, relations among relatives? Are you contributing something else to the society?
So I can
Tarandeep madam, please.
Yeah, can I?
Yes, madam, please. If
Yeah.
possible, please
Okay,
turn on video.
So,
Please turn on
hello
video.
everyone. The internet is pretty unstable.
Okay, no problem. Please go ahead with audio.
Okay, so so I'm marketing and a branding and a PR professional,
Okay.
and I've been into corporate for about 20 years. That's my brief introduction. Now I'm in an entrepreneur journey from past 3 years. So I run a marketing and branding company, and we already have a PR agency which my husband has been taking care. Now, recently, of course, in my personal capacity, I've been, helping girls get education, and this has been happening from past 10 years. So, three girls have already passed class 12th, and I started from class 6th.
Oh,
And
ma'am is
one
back
girl,
already.
I got her married also. So, there are three girls from very, very slum area in Delhi. So this is an organization which is called Kanak Mittal Foundation. So Kanak Mittal is a lady who worked with WHO for many years, and I've been knowing her, and she's been doing a fabulous job. During Diwali, she uses the services of these slum girls, and they make candles. And then I've also helped them, in getting introduction to some banks like HSBC in Vasant Vihar. So they've gone and displayed their candle making stuff and sold it also. So this is a beautiful foundation in her own capacity, and it's a bootstrap she runs. And I've been assisting her with kind of educating the girls there. So that is what I've been doing. And in the pandemic, I started a beautiful platform called Happy Hotelier Club, which is my dream project for hoteliers because I'm from hospitality. So, this is a time to support the hospitality industry. The entire industry is in a bad shape because of no support from the government. And a lot of sacking has happened because the whole industry has been badly affected. So we started this club for motivation. It's more like a learning and development platform. We've already done about 25 webinars for the hospitality industry to get them together and spread some kind of positivity. It's not on topics which are negative, but little hopeful topics with stalwarts of the industry. We've done training and skill development because that's very important. The same skill set will not work in the hospitality industry going forward. So we've done 5 master classes already. And this is a platform which has got inner circle members on their own. We have not done any efforts till now. Now maybe we push it more, but we have about 35 members in the inner circle for which we do structured meetings, and every meeting has a skill development capsule for 15 minutes. So all these people are coming together, they are collaborating amongst themselves, and they're feeling good because the energies are very, very positive. And looking at this platform, a World Economic Forum, which is Women Economic Forum, which is a women-oriented forum globally. So they have nominated me as state president for Delhi for hotels and restaurants. So we are on a mission again to develop and empower women in this sector, and work very closely with the government advocacies and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to a lot of contribution from people, and that's what the mission is.
Commendable job, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's really so fantastic and speechless. Back to Arya Padmam Charusila, ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Yes,
I didn't really notice you are there back. Even I just was. I'm sorry.
No, it was just a delivery, so I just had to get it.
Okay, ma'am. Please.
Any more further questions, sir?
Anyone? Radhakrishnan sir, would you like to ask questions? There are no people, but I have something to ask one person particularly in this meeting. Geeta Lakshmi Garu. Geeta Lakshmi Garu, please, madam, turn on video. Give us that opportunity. Geeta Lakshmi madam, please, I request you turn on video. Talk to me for some time, just for 2 minutes. The participants will be more happy even. Madam, over to you, please. Namaste, Amma. Unmute yourself.
We
Amma.
can't hear you. We can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself. Yes.
Right? Audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes,
good morning,
okay. Good.
Amma. Namaste. It
Namaste.
is such
Good
a
morning.
great privilege to have the guest, your daughter, and I must say one thing: she is a gem and a champion and an
Yes.
advocate of many voices.
Surely.
A small issue, I think, a small thing I must tell you. I had an opportunity to meet Aripadmam Charusila madam in the year 2018, I believe, when I was the head of the department in university where I have been working at. I was speechless. I am from a Telugu medium background. By dint of my sheer passion to learn English, I practiced English and learned. But the way she spoke, the way she kept the entire organization, I mean, during her talk with another consultant, along with other around 15 to 20 participants from the university. Such a scholarly and dynamic, thoughtful person she is. For that, I thank you so much because we owe you very much, Gita Lakshmi madam. Your daughter is not an ordinary person, in fact. Another astounding factor which even my family was thinking a couple of days ago, how could she rise up to that level at an early stage? What would have been the reason? Then I absolutely felt must be mother and father and their upbringing. So that is the point. Kindly please share a few things and your elderly and experienced words and your guidance and your values which went into her life would definitely be useful for many parents who watch this webinar, even YouTube video, even after for some time. Over to Gita Lakshmi madam, please tell us about Arya Padmam Charusila madam.
Okay. Thank you, Naga sir, for giving a chance to talk to you. Sir, it is a great pleasure for me and also my family that my daughter is talking to you in this way, and and her inspiring words for the younger generation. So first of all, I would like to say thank to God. That is why that is His grace only the things we have that this type of experience. Then I am not totally prepared for a speech, because as a mother I feel this emotion that long distance from Vijayawada, and now I am sitting in Trivandrum, and this couple of young generation is here, and inspiring person is there. So I am not totally prepared to talk to you, but as a mother, as a woman, woman, I feel so grateful. This country, this India, especially Kerala, is very nutritious for or healthy for inculcating this type of values among our students. You know that our Kerala system, the education system, we are following that social constructivism. Through that experience, through that pedagogy, we are inculcating this ISR among our young students. This 7th standard boy asked certain questions that is related to maths and physics. The boy Ganesh, I would like to say that you have to learn maths and chemistry, integrate that one with your own experience, that to learn based on life-oriented maths and life-oriented chemistry. You learn chemistry from your own home. That is preparation of your food by your mother. Check which type of experiments she done it in your home, in your kitchen. So learn that one from your home. Okay, and also try to learn maths from your father, how he manage all the family budget for your family. Learn that things that will motivate you to learn maths and chemistry. So integrate your own style for your own learning. So learn to learn. How we will learn, or how do we learn more thing for learning? So that is my opinion. So thank you, sir. I have her mother, father is there.
Yeah,
her
please welcome,
brother is
please.
there. Sir, please come. Just.
Sir,
come
please
on.
join us.
Please,
Sir, please, sir. We request you.
So, sir, this is our this library, home
great,
library.
great.
Yeah, yes.
Sir, namaste, sir. Namaste. It is so marvelous, wonderful, beyond words, speechless, sir. What a nice family it is, educated, thought-provoking, and so inspiring. So generations would really remember the kind of thought processes you have, and we should be so much thankful, sir. We would like to listen from you. So people
I
know
was-
Aryapadma madam, the vibrations in her words, knowledge, capacities. It is beyond anybody's expectation. Today, world looks at a girl to be someone who is inferior, but she is a dynamic superpower. I say that. Sir, your words. Your daughter's success is at paramount peak level. Yes. What is your opinion?
First thing, first thing I have to say is that we have not forced her to do that or do this. She chose her studies herself. We have given whole support to her. And we are not forcing her to do this or that, and only supported her in her studies. And I am happy to see that she has achieved much in her studies, and also in social activities, social problems. Her views are expressed very emphatically, and I am very much glad about seeing herself, her achievements. I thank her also for her efforts in achieving this. Okay, thank you.
That was awesome, wonderful. Sir, you didn't force your daughter, but she has become a champion.
Yeah.
You have not really set any boundaries as how she should grow and where she should be or how she must nurture the values. But she has come to be known as someone who is, an ambassador for many things that even girls particularly must look at in India.
Yes.
And her entry into the UK is another specimen I must recount in this aspect. When I was browsing through her profile, after 1 or 2 lines or 3 lines, I was just tongue-tied and I became silent almost. IIT Madras, Edinburgh University in the UK, government sector, and dealing with various projects. Does she look like this? Oh my gosh. Madam, you are truly, truly, truly a very big inspirational, a great model. Let us all give, standing ovation if possible, please, dear friends.
No,
all of you, please clap,
that is
madam.
please.
This is such a wonderful
This is
thing.
embarrassing.
It is not, madam. We are so much happy. The viewers, the participants would also take this as an opportunity that today,
That's
individual
your
social
greatness, madam.
responsibility. This is our responsibility to respect you, madam. Your words and your ideals and ideas, the way you have executed all of them, and your parents' confidence in you particularly. Today we see girls do not feel much confident to move outside. Wherever we go in India, but particularly see your kind of, you are vehement, the way you just expressed ideas. And the topic you have chosen reflects your true, way you just plan and think and do. So,
Yes, sir.
with this being said, I just would like to ask our today's guest, Aryapadam Charusila madam, to give us her a few more insights, and in just 5 minutes we would, close this session. Over to Aryapadam Charusila madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. It was great talking to all of you, and I really didn't expect my parents will be there. I'm glad they are there. I think that's one part that I didn't concentrate because as I said, I'm not really good at boasting about myself. But here, I think now it's necessary that I mention that, as my father said, they always supported what I wanted to do, and that is something that every parent and every member of the society should do. That they should trust the individual, what they are good at. And as Ganesh was saying, he's good at chemistry. As my mother said, Ganesh, you should work on it. You should find how chemistry is involved in your daily life, and that's how you build on your own interest. And I hope your parents support you in that, because when once your parents support, then there is no holding back. You know what you want to do, you get the support from them, then there is nothing. Because I'll be honest, as sir is saying, yes, I went to Edinburgh IIT, but I am 27-year-old, and for the society, I should be married, I should have 2 kids, I should be taking care of the kids. But that doesn't mean my parents are not looking. They are obviously looking for my marriage, but they have never forced me that you should get married at the age of 23. You should be doing a job in which you get a stable income. I am still a consultant in a government sector. I It's a contract based job. I will move to another sector in future. I want to set up my own enterprise. And for all this, and actually my mother has been asking me to come back to Kerala and build a company there itself. And here you have to understand, she's not telling me that she will give me my money. She will never give me her money. I know for that fact. She is asking me to take a loan, build my own company, build my own career. So that kind of support you need in your life. And even if you don't have that support, you should have confidence in yourself. Because I remember till now that conversation I had with my dad when I was in ninth standard, when I went and told him that I don't want to do science. I want to study social science. That is my sector. I want to work in that. And my father said yes. Him being a lawyer, him being retired as the special secretary of law department, it was a huge decision for him also, because a lot of people looked up to his daughter, what she's going to be, what I am going to be, and for my mother also. But they never forced anything upon me. So here, you have to trust yourself. You have to be confident about yourself. You have to build upon your own interest. Here, that's why individual social responsibility comes. Unless you are not responsible to yourself, you can't be responsible to the society. So I would like to conclude by saying that thank you for this a wonderful opportunity. I hope you have a good day, and thanks for coming even after Diwali on this Sunday morning. Thanks a lot to everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your gracious presence as well as blessings. This is very, very important. Let us stand up and give standing ovation for such a great champion. I am going to do it. Dear friends, please participate and turn on your videos. Let us all give a standing ovation.
Oh my God, sir, please don't do this.
Ma'am, it's a great blessing. We are so grateful to you. Such a great achievement it is. So
Thank you,
you are
thank you,
you are a
thank you.
champion. You are a champion.
Thank you so much.
Before we wind up, I said I would like to express my views on individual social responsibility. In 2009, I, along with my friends, started a forum that was Plant for Planet to make our colonies green. We just went on buying some saplings from the nurseries, and we did plantation in more than 5 colonies there. The trees now, they are larger, taller than how I look. I mean, they are giving good shade. And every day when I move out to buy some milk or some grocery, something, that is my daily routine. I am buying by paying amount around 70 rupees. I must be frank and candid in this regard. Each packet costs 10 rupees, is vada or idli. For the homeless and orphans, that is my capacity, dear friends. I just think that, I must do something else. People, due to the complete battering of COVID-19, they have become homeless. And there are people, their children do not even take care of them. Elders, after 70 years, they are on the roads. Even at one point of time, I thought I must initiate another concept called joy of giving. I just spend 70 rupees to 100 rupees, 70 minimum, max 100. daily in the morning to buy them some breakfast. That is what I am doing. That may be very little sum that I am spending, but I ask all of you, please, with this particular, from this point, I mean today onwards, as Charusila Madam has brought us the perfect concept, individual social responsibility. Let us take the society to be ours. Let us consider the people who are homeless, who are underprivileged, who are downtrodden. We must have to embrace them. In this connection, I thank Charusila Madam for having given motivation again, and we will continue doing such activities on a larger scale in the years to come. This is what I have thought of sharing with you. And I am so much thankful to all of you for having consented to be part of this national webinar. Remole is a budding organization in terms of personal development, motivational sessions, and leadership, as well as corporate training. We are planning many programs, and every Sunday is scheduled to be something which brings some awareness on any issue or any aspect with regard to the life of the people. We preferably talk on motivation and giving more impetus to the people who feel weak and become so upset about what they can do. So it is our duty, we consider, to give to motivate them to perform further at a greater degree level. This is what we have been doing, and we hope that your contribution would be there even in the future programs, and would like to be part of many such programs. With the blessings of great people like Dr. Geeta Lakshmi Madam and Sir, as well as our guest Charusila, Aripadam Charusila. Madam, I have always found it to be very difficult to just pronounce. It's a very lengthy one, but very nice and decent and very vibrant one. Aripadam Charusila Madam. And thank you very much for your time, and all the best to the participants. Kindly please be present at 2 o'clock. The link will be shared to your respective through your respective WhatsApp numbers. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Hello.
Bhumika, madam, please.
Yeah, sir, I was not able to unmute that time. I had some network issue. So I just want to say that it was a very nice and very wonderful session, and I learned a lot.
Thank you.
Really
so much.
very nice.
Thank you very much. And give your feedback in the Google form. I'll share with you, madam, again. That will be
I
helpful.
will surely do.
Thank you so much. So may I formally ask all of you to just close this session. Let us all close this session. We call it a day. Thank you very much once
Thank
again.
you.
Kudale sir, can you first Kudale? Yes. Yeah, your presence would bring richness, more richness. You look really so fantastic, amazing. Amazing sir.
Santosh was there.
Yeah, Santosh, your friend. Sir has left. And thank you so much for your contribution and your encouragement, support, as you have promised. Wow, great.
Thank you so much for bringing such an insightful lecture. Talk is very nice actually.
Yeah.
Very nice and very insightful. And last time also it was very nice. I repent that I missed 2-3 in the initial phase, but it is very nice. It adds to our richness.
Right. That's really marvelous. Thank you very much for your feedback.
Yeah.
Hope we will have more participants from your end too. I think from Hyderabad, from your college. So this time we'd like to share.